Tell me about the feces urine in a bathtub incident.
So in my 11th foster home, the husband was the treasurer of our town and the wife was a licensed social worker. So they had a really good reputation, but then there was just unusual things that would happen. So their children, one of the children was a boy. The one thing that he did often was he would pee the bed. And I was just laying in my room and I just hear the boy like moaning, like sad, like he's like, ugh. My foster mom was like yelling. I had a loft bed and I like climbed down from my loft bed and I like went to peek in the bathroom and it smelled like urine. And my foster brother was sitting in the bathtub and my foster mom was pouring his urine and his feces on his head. So she had a cup that she would scoop up the urine and feces that was in the tub because she had him sitting there for so long. She would scoop it up and she was just like dumping it on his head. And I was like, what are you guys doing? And she was like, this is like a therapy that's going to help him not pee the bed. And I was like, oh, smart. Like, she's the licensed social worker. And then I told my boyfriend and he was like, Tori, she is abusing him. I was like, no, she said it was like this therapy, like it's gonna help him not pee the bed. And my boyfriend was like, no, this is crazy. And you have to tell somebody. So I remember I just called my caseworker and I just remember thinking like, okay, I'm gonna just tell him. And then within like 5 minutes after that, my foster mom came in my room and she said, give me your phone. That's like when I knew. I was like, oh, she knows. I was like, why would they tell her? Because then they took the kids into our garage and I could hear them like prepping the kids on what to say and what not to say. And then the cops came, the caseworkers came. I remember I went and sat out like on my porch and just like putting my head in my hands. And the cop was like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm just sitting out here. And he was like, well, where do you think you're going? And I was like, well, not back in there. And he actually gave me the whole spiel of like, you know, you're under arrest. And
What were you under arrest for?
I don't know. Probably, I mean, you could probably do an unruly charge. I mean, I was like 100 pounds at this point. I'm still a petite person. And he just like grabbed my arms, pulled them behind me, put me in handcuffs and put me in the cop car. And that's when I went to my next foster home.